Welcome to Transformative Homes with Mitchell Thompson Interiors. Join hosts Roy and Diane Mitchell, the creative force behind Mitchell Thompson Interiors, who together bring over 50 years of expertise of residential interior design across the U.S. Are you navigating a major life transition? Upsizing or downsizing your home? Purchasing a vacation home? Or redefining your space? You've found the team to guide you so your home truly reflects your unique dreams. Stay tuned and learn how to schedule a complimentary 30-minute discovery call. Let's delve into today's topic.
It's more than just new paint or trendy furniture. A truly transformative home reshapes how you live, feel, and experience your space every day. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Roy and Diane Mitchell. Roy and Diane, how's it going?
Awesome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And that is great to hear. So, Roy and Diane, everyone wants to know, what does transformative homes mean in the context of interior design?
You said it very well in your opening statement. Our homes are a place where we live out our lives and create memories. And so when we think about change, it's very complicated and sometimes upsetting, the transitions that people will go through. But the positive side is that we have the ability to transform a home environment that brings it into alignment with what the family's current dreams and goals are. And that's how we like to look at it. When we approach a project, we're not only thinking about the pieces and the furnishings that are going to make up the eventual plan, but we're looking at how the home functions for the family. We're looking at what their next move is, how they've grown, how they've developed, what we're telling their story. And transforming the home is a foundational part of living out that story.
But making the story flow throughout the home, rather than having one story on one wall, we're making the story flow in each room and just makes the home feel homier, the flow throughout the house, and the colors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The eventual end product will be dictated by the homeowner, because what we're trying to do is draw out what authentically makes them comfortable in their living space. There's a good example. Roy likes to talk about bringing the outdoors in. And we know that, the home can be a very restorative space. We definitely need a place for that to happen. And so when we talk about biophilic design or bringing the outside in, it may be that somebody has transitioned from a high rise and now they're in a single family home on a parcel of land, and they want to breathe easier, and they want to bring the green into the home, and they want to be able to open up those patio doors all the way so that they can experience that sense of openness.
So, Roy and Diane, on that note, let's get into those color schemes a little bit more. What does the difference in color schemes speak to the person who owns the home?
Go ahead.
I'm looking at Roy because this is definitely one of his strengths. And I always enjoy it when he talks about looking at your wardrobe.
Oh, yeah. So I've been invited to many wardrobes, and especially ladies' wardrobes, because that tells me what colors that they love to put on. And that generally translate to the colors that they pick out for their furnishings and wall color throughout the house. So it's kind of like, furnishings and trends, follows the women's apparel market. So, if you want to know what's going on in the apparel market in the home world, go to a women's apparel shop and you'll see the colors out there.
Very often the alignment that we're talking about in color is comfort level, and it may be warm neutrals for one family and it may be bright primary colors for another family. We're comfortable working with all of it, but again, when you look around at the items that have already been chosen, the clothing, the accents, you get a pretty good feel for what that color palette is going to develop into.
Makes sense. And so getting into it a bit more, how do you balance timeless design with personalization in a transformative home?
Well, I think that, a lot of people think that, they need to throw everything away. They don't. There's great pieces that most people have. Either they can be refinished or reupholstered to be in the current, world that we live in today.
So, Roy, on that note, what are some signs of items that something can be refurnished, or what are some indicators that it should be thrown away?
Well, as far as upholstery goes, the old way of making furniture is almost lost, but it's still around there as far as American-made products. So 8-way hand-tied, I love to talk about, because when you sit on an 8-way hand-tied sofa, you get a nice, comfortable sit rather than, a lot of the inexpensive sofas out there. They're kind of like a jaggered system, kind of like a jaggered coil. You sit down and you feel like you're falling off the edges. So just pop your hand up underneath the sofa. If it feels solid, the springs, you have a good piece.
Amazing. And Diane?
Well, I think about case goods in the world of refinishing. Really, it just takes imagination. We have got multiple examples of refinishing buffets, tables, entertainment units, and heirloom pieces. There was one client who had a mid-century modern, completely walnut buffet entertainment center, and it was a decent size. I think it was about 6.5 feet long and about 34 inches tall. And we just totally leveled it up. We sanded down the walnut parts, and we did it in a black and white scheme so that the base was black and the drawer fronts were white, and we put some cool hardware on it, and it just totally brought it right up to the 21st century. Clients love when you can preserve something that is a part of their history.
And I think a lot of clients think that, when they hire the interior designer, they're just going to come and say, okay, we need to just wipe this slate clean. No, I feel like it's about the homeowners, not about Diane and I. We like to find out how that client lives. That is far more important to us, making the client happy, making it feel like it's a home that they want to live in.
Well, Roy and Diane, thank you so much for your helpful insights. We'll catch you on the next episode, and have a fantastic rest of your day.
Bye, Sophia.
Thanks for tuning in. That's a wrap on this episode of Transformative Homes. Are you ready to begin the journey toward elevating your home and lifestyle? Visit MitchellThompsonInteriors.com and schedule your complimentary 30-minute discovery call. Roy and Diane will explore making your vision your reality. Join us for the next episode as we continue discussing elevated lifestyles through the lens of interior design, one unique and exquisite home at a time.